Free app builders aren't free. They actually cost you hundreds until you realize what's happened. Here's exactly how they get you. Because you've seen the ads, right? Build your app for free. No credit card required. Launch your business without spending a single dollar. It sounds perfect, right? Because technically you're bootstrapping because maybe you don't have $10,000 to $20,000 to spend on developers. So you sign up for one of these free app builders thinking that you just found the shortcut. But here's exactly what happens, right? You spend 3 months building your app on their platform, you get users, things start working and things are looking pretty good, right? And then the bills start coming in, but they don't stop. By month 6, you've actually paid hundreds in free platform fees, and now you're locked in because you can't migrate off the original app builder platform, rebuilding everything from scratch, unfortunately. So let me show you exactly how this trap works and how to avoid it. So there are 5 hidden costs when it comes to these free app builders. So the first one being is that the premium features are actually going to cost you because what happens is that the free tier gets you in the door. You start building out your app and then you realize that the basic features that you actually want, you have to pay for. So say for example, you want to remove the logo, that's going to be $30 a month. You want to have more than 100 people in your database, that's going to be $50 a month. You actually want to connect a payment processor to your app, that's going to be $100 a month. Suddenly, your free app is going to cost you $180 a month just to function like a real business. That's $2,160 a year. The second trap is the hit the user limit trap. So free plans might give you, say, a limit of 100 people, which sounds fine when you're starting out and testing, right? But what happens when you go over that limit and your app stops working? You're going to be forced to upgrade to a higher tier pricing plan just so that you can have more users using your app. And so there's no negotiation here, and there's going to be no grace period for that if that scenario happens. And here's the thing, right? Because you can't afford to upgrade because you have real customers using your product. They've got you there cornered, so you have no choice but to upgrade. And the third thing is the integration fees, right? Because it's likely that your app is going to need to connect to other services, say for example, email marketing or CRMs or analytics, for example, or calendar syncing, right? These free plans don't come with these out-of-box integrations, and each one is going to cost extra. For example, email integration, that could be $40 a month. CRM connections, $60 a month. Calendar syncing, $20 to $30 a month maybe. You're now looking at between $100 to $130 a month just for basic integrations with these other platforms as well. And also, we also can't forget about the support cost. If something breaks or your app goes down and you need help, the free tier only gets you very basic customer email support with maybe 5 to 7 day response times. So then you have to upgrade to a high pricing tier just to get 24-hour support or support right away for your app. You have no choice, and the business depends on another platform for it to be working. And also, we also can't forget about the export and migration fees. So 6 months in, you realize that you can't scale this app anymore, this platform. So you need to migrate off this free app builder. But guess what? Your data is locked in their system. If you want to export your database, that's going to be $500. You want to export your code? Sorry, buddy, you're going to have to upgrade to the very top tier premium plan. Maybe you need to pay $200 a month for that, because rebuilding will even cost more in the long run. Here's what these platforms are really doing, because they know you're not going to pay up front. So what they do is that they just get you in for free and let you build your entire business on this platform. And then what ends up happening is that they own you, because you've already invested in hundreds of hours building your app idea on that platform, where you've got users, you've got data, you've got workflows and automations built in their proprietary system locked away. Because if you try to go away, leaving that platform means that you have to rebuild everything from scratch. And most founders can't afford the time and energy doing that. So what ends up happening is that they stay and just keep on paying month after month and sometimes year after year, because this is their business model. It's not necessarily evil, it's just business. And this is the world that we unfortunately live in today, where a lot of things are running on a subscription model. But you need to understand this before you sign up and build your app from the ground up by utilizing these platforms. Because think about it like this. They're betting that once you're 6 months in, where you've built your app with real users, real revenue, you're going to pay anything to stay on that platform and to keep the app running. And normally this is the case, because the free tier isn't a gift, it's actually bait. And the trap closes once you're dependent on their platform. Look, I'm not saying never to use free app builders, because there are specific scenarios where they actually make a lot of sense and can be useful, right? Because you can use free app builders to test out like an app idea concept, you want to show someone like a prototype, or you want to see whether a concept works before you go all in developing the app idea concept that you have. You can also use them for internal tools where the cost and performance doesn't matter as much. Say for example, like a simple company directory or a basic project tracker used internally. Something probably like only really 5 to 10 people are going to be using at a time. But don't utilize these free app builders to build your actual business. And don't use them if you plan to scale your app to like hundreds or thousands of users, or using your app at the same time, because that can be a recipe for disaster, especially when your app is the core product of your business. Because the moment things become important where you have real users depending on your app, you're going to be trapped in the free pricing structure. Because you need to ask yourself this: before you commit to any app builder, ask yourself these questions. What are the features actually locked behind the paid tiers? Actually read their pricing page, look at what's included and what's not, and actually ask, what actually happens when you go over the limit? Is there like a grace period where your app just completely stops working out of the blue? How much do integrations cost? Add up every single integration required for your app and actually calculate the real monthly cost. What is the export policy? Can you get your data and your code easily, or are you locked into their platform only? What does the support actually look like? Is it a 5-day turnaround via email only? Does that mean you're on your own when things break during this downtime? If you're honest about these answers, you'll realize that the free plan isn't meant for real businesses. It's only meant you get you hooked into their free builder platform. The bottom line is this: the free app builders will cost you thousands over your first year through premium, user limits, integrations, support upgrades, and lock-in fees. They're fine for quick prototypes and testing out ideas and for validating your app idea as well, but they're terrible for building real businesses. So if your app matters to your business, don't build it on a platform designed to trap you. Validate it with these free tools and then build properly with code that you own in the end. Now, if you guys need any help in regards to building out your app idea and building it from the ground up, I can help you out with that. What I would invite you to do is to click on the link below to book in a free call with me to discuss how I can personally help you bring your app idea to life in the shortest amount of time possible. The link is in the description below. Again, thank you for watching today's video. If this video has helped you out a lot, don't forget to smash the like button, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.